Mr. President, you have just held a meeting with the heads of our largest oil companies regarding the situation in the fuel market. In your assessment, how much damage are the enemy's strikes on our energy facilities and refineries causing? And, of course, another very important issue is the supply of fuel and energy to Crimea and Sevastopol and others.
As for the strikes on critical infrastructure and on our energy infrastructure in particular, these attacks, of course, do create problems for our infrastructure. That is obvious. We are currently experiencing a certain shortage, but it is not critical, and I will explain why. There are several tasks that we need to address, and we discussed them today with my colleagues. The first task is to rapidly and significantly increase the production of the air defense systems that are in greatest demand, while continuously improving them in line with the requirements of combat operations and the protection of key facilities. This also requires taking into account the capabilities the enemy is using, including new unmanned aerial vehicles and technologies supplied to them from Europe. We already possess these defensive systems. The issue is the speed at which we can expand their production and deliver them either to the armed forces or for the protection of critical infrastructure. We also know what must be done to ensure normal fuel supplies and eliminate this temporary shortage. We need to complete repair work more quickly, establish the necessary level of imports, and, as I have already said, provide these facilities with reliable protection. It is also necessary to improve coordination among all levels of government and all the agencies involved in repelling attacks by drones and missiles on our infrastructure. Most importantly, however, our priority is protecting people, protecting the civilian population, and minimizing damage to the economy, to individual industries, and to industrial production. As I have said, there has been damage, but all the affected facilities are being restored fairly quickly, and the resulting problems have not become critical. Everything is functioning steadily, with a substantial margin of resilience. As for energy supplies to Crimea, the minister reported to me that the region requires approximately 70,000 tons per month. Crimea currently has reserves sufficient for several days, but all required supplies will be provided. We will continue increasing deliveries both overland and by sea. I am confident that this task will be accomplished. More broadly, I would like to say that these strikes on our civilian infrastructure are not carried out solely to inflict damage on us, although I believe that is certainly one of the enemy's objectives. They are also intended to support an information campaign or, more accurately, an information operation as part of the broader confrontation with Russia. At a minimum, the aim is to undermine our confidence in ourselves and in our capabilities. Better still, from their point of view, it would be to create divisions within Russian society and force Russia to suspend, even temporarily, the advance of our troops along the line of contact, thereby creating conditions for the start of negotiations on terms favorable to our adversary. We will not give them that opportunity. More importantly, all of these terrorist attacks have had no impact whatsoever on the situation at the front. This is the key point. No matter where these strikes are carried out against our infrastructure, they have absolutely no effect on the military situation along the line of contact.